Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
You said, I just remember being shot by your client. You know, almost being killed by your client. That's what I remember.
If you think that's the, yo, go get my paperwork.
This is your paperwork.
No. I'm saying,
This is
hold on. But that's from the recordings, right?
No.
The recordings.
No.
From what?
This is from the court date, the trial.
Right.
I got the whole.
Right. No. But a lot of that is from recordings, and then you have to look at it to see which one is the stand and which one was the recordings. They are basing. See, this is where the recordings come in, and they're basing everything. His defense is basing everything on what I said from the recordings. We knew they're gonna do that. That's all. That's the recordings. That's not me saying it on the stand. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so you read it. This is.
I mean, no. I don't know who shot me. Now that's in the paperwork. The grand jury, you can go get the paperwork. They said, nah, I said, I don't know who shot me. I said, I was dizzy, I was fucked up. But you said this, I said, I don't know what I was saying. I was panicking, I was blanking out, I was saying anything. I was in an ambulance, I said anything. I was in the hospital, I was under medication, I was saying anything. They said, okay, fine. Months now go down, it's time to go to court. They tell me they tell my lawyer, God rest Mr. Leppo, they said, he has to come in court. I said, I'm not coming no court. I already told the grand jury I don't know who shot me. If you don't come to court, we're going to give you 6 months contempt. Ain't this a bitch? I said, okay. Me, my father, went to court in Brockton. My nephew was sitting there with his lawyer. Big fat bitch. They're looking at me like, it's funny because they said, if you can see who's in the courtroom, point them out. I said, I don't see anybody. If you can see who shot you, point to me. I said, I don't see anybody. It was that simple when I left. There was another 10 witnesses that were white people and everything that were on the highway that witnessed him shooting me. Because I said that he didn't shoot me, he got 18 months for shooting in a dwelling around people. That's what he got charged with. If I would have said he shot me, he would have did 15 years. 15 years. So I don't give a about no internet. I'm solid. 50 Cent, your pussy. My nephew, your pussy. And if there's any real issues, I'm not hard to find. But that's a fact. What I just said was fact. We don't gotta, and the paperwork's out there. So I don't want to hear about no snitching shit.
Wow, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. Listen, man, big shout out to Ghetto Report Podcast. Those guys upstate, up north, they doing their thing. But boy, it's crazy to me how this thing is rolling now. It's crazy to me because Benzino speaking out, man, and he's been had issues with whether it was Eminem or 50 Cent. So he's responding really on this latest one that I showed you to 50 Cent's post and how big it's gotten, because he's speaking to it because his nephew ends up shooting him and he ends up going to court. You remember way back when this happened because his mother had passed. And this was a bad situation. I remember it like it was yesterday. But now, you know, when you go on these podcasts, of course, they're going to bring up the things that you're known for. And that's one of his things that he's known for. So when you look at him, he's been working out. He's telling 50 he want him to catch the fade. He want to try to figure out a way to box 50. All these people are doing this stuff on the internet, and it's crazy to me how they always just resort to, hey, let's do this, we could settle it, but I'm not seeing them out here going to box. I'm not seeing them out here going to do none of the stuff that they're saying, let's go do. So therefore, it rolls back to being an internet situation. 50 shot the shot at him. When 50 shot his shot, let me see what he done. 50 posted that podcast, so 50's posted me before, so shout out to 50. He always show love to the situations that involve things that he's privy of, and he'll say something, and he gives shine on different people. So shout out to him for posting the Ghetto podcast, the Ghetto Report podcast. It says 50 wrote in captions in his description in his Instagram post. You want me to believe Omar was stooly because Sosa said so? Yes, if I say he ain't right, he ain't right. You know, and he's giving them hell, and you gotta know where that come from. But he's owning, man. And like I said, my thing is this, man. It's a touchy situation when family get involved, right? family does things to you that you try to ignore. So I could understand Benzino not wanting to go to court, not wanting to point his nephew out on the stand. Him and his dad going up there because they're forced to go. And I can understand what he says makes sense that it could line up the fact that he didn't want his nephew to get more time. That's family. So I get it. And I know when you go through, you hate for stuff to spew out of control like this, and you end up on the stand trying to figure out ways to, defuse something that you guys had a moment on, even though he comes back and double down and calls him a P and calls 50 Cent the same thing. And at the end of the day, guys, people have problems. People go through it. Benzino right now, from his daughter to he always in the media. So here's another situation. He was just here on TMZ the other day. He's steadily getting into situations right now. I don't know if he's trying to promote something or what, but I know 50, he always going to put his liquor and all his stuff that has to go with his brand in the caption, hashtag this, hashtag that. So 50 is well aware of what he's doing. I don't know what Benzino is doing. Is this something where he's trying to promote something? I don't know. If it isn't, he needs to start figuring it out, because that's what these whole situations and spotlight moments add up to now these days. If you're not trying to promote something, if you're not trying to figure out a way to push something out, then you're just wasting your time on the internet. If you're not going to be a podcaster, if you're not going to be trying to allocate some type of visuals to people that watch you. I don't know what Benzino is doing. I do know he went on the podcast because he basically was just trying to clear up the fact, and he was very confused about the paperwork. The paperwork that they had, he was saying it was recorded and all this other stuff. It wasn't the true paperwork. And they had it there, and they was adamant to say here. And not only did they have it there, they stuck it in the camera. Here, you can read it. He's like, no, I'm not reading it. Because he's very offended in the fact that they're questioning his integrity behind the paperwork that they're showing. So Benzino is trying to figure out ways to diffuse all of the stuff that's happening around him. But right now, I'm in a thing where you're causing this thing, because the more you speak out, the internet's not going to respect you. They're not going to say, hey, you right this time. You got to find it in yourself to say, hey, I'm right this time. You got to find it in yourself. You got to know. You got to figure this thing out. That's the one thing I can tell you when it comes down to it. It's all about how you take things, how you play the whole situation. And that's what I'm telling you now, man. When it comes down to it, we got to figure out ways to be dynamic in the way that we address issues on the internet to make capital dollars and gains off of it when necessary, if we're out here doing something that's crazy. Because a lot of times they're going to take it on the internet and put it out there, and then you got a question, you got to answer for it. So at the end of the day, when Benzino see this coming, is he capitalizing on it? Or do you think it's real beef? Do you think who wins out of him and 50 Cent? Can he whoop 50? Can 50 whoop him? I don't know. Who wins? He says that he not buying that boxing stuff. I seen that he not buying that boxing stuff. You got to show him. That's what he's saying. You got to show me. You say you talking to the game. Put the boxing stuff to the side. That you some Golden Glove or I don't want to hear none of that. Let's just box. And of course, y'all know this stuff don't never happen. So 50 Cent basically is messing with him because he love to get out there and get his roll on at these different enemies that he have out there. What's his name? What's the boy name that died? Irv Gotti. So now you got Benzino. He's firing him up. He's getting it ready. And that's the way you got to look at it when it comes down to this guy, man. 50 is not trying to hear it. He's for the game. He's for to bring it. And so when you look at Benzino, he's been working out. But I don't know, man. When you get to be older, like we are, you ain't finna just jump out here and he's like 3 rounds and all that. Man, come on, guys. Stop it. So at the end of the day, do you guys think that Benzino and 50 need to get in the room and try to figure out, get in a ring and try to figure this whole thing out? Or you think this cap? What is it, man? What is it? Because I'm telling you now, his nephew is the one he need to be concerned with, the one who put that hot lead in it. His nephew shooting out the cars and all that during a funeral. He don't like you. That's the one you need to be concerning yourself with. With a nephew like that, you can't even go to a family reunion or none of that stuff, bro. So Benzino, man, I'm checking you out. I see you be doing your thing, man. I've always been a fan of the stuff that you've been connected with Source and all the other different things over the years. So I see what you are, but I also know 50 done blew his brand up, so you got to be careful, tread lightly over there trying to deal with 50. You in his own zone right now. But because he's the internet guru when it comes down to branding, marketing, figuring out strategies to keep people watching his brand, whether it's you, whether it's Rick Ross, whether it's Ja Rule, whoever it is, he going to give it, he going to bring it. Who wins if you don't have some money or something you're trying to accumulate out of this situation on a brand or something, guys? And Rick Ross got it down packed too. But man, let me, get in the comments, guys. Let me know. Do you think Benzino and 50 ought to get in the ring together? Do you think the paperwork and stuff that Benzino is referring to, that he snitched? He talks about 50 Cent. He helped him to go to the doctor and all kind of stuff. He helped him when he could have ignored him. Do you think this cap? I'm hearing these stories. Let me know what you think, man. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.